Whether you are talking about or visiting Newfoundland, you may have heard of one of the most tried activity, getting a Screech-In. To give you a taste of just how amazing this tradition is, I have made this video. This quirky ceremony turns visitors into honorary Newfoundlanders with a fun ritual. I had the awesome opportunity to celebrate my birthday with this unforgettable experience. Not everyone is lucky enough to be born a Newfoundlander, but this ceremony gives you the chance to embrace the culture and feel like a true local. Enjoy it!
Screech-In here tonight, hopefully becoming very proper honorary Newfoundlanders. Those of you who are getting Screech-In, I'm going to need to make your way as close to the bar as you can. Grab a seat if possible. If you're only and where you're from, if you live in a small town, then I wouldn't know. Just stick to your province or your state or your country or your continent, territory, planet. I know most of these. What's your name, where you're from?
John from Calgary.
John?
Yeah.
Calgary, Alberta.
Hillary from Calgary.
Hillary.
Alyssa from Vulcan, Alberta.
Alyssa.
Bobby from Alberta.
Bobby.
Tisha from Alberta.
Tisha.
Andrew from Burlington.
Andrew.
Natalie from Burlington.
And Natalie.
Trevor from Liverpool.
With province, state.
New Brunswick.
Okay. He just expects me to know.
Catherine from Toronto.
Okay, thank you.
Gerard from Toronto.
Gerard.
Lindsay from Fredericton.
Lindsay.
Yusmeli from Cuba.
What is it?
Yusmeli from Cuba.
What's your first name?
Y-U-S-M-E-L-Y. Yusmeli.
Yusmeli?
Yes.
Did I say it properly?
Close enough. From
From where?
Cuba.
It's Cuba. Yusmeli. Wendy? Do not lose this paperwork once you receive it, as you can get into more places with that. Never finished the line. Most passports these days. As we're about to begin, I should first let you know that I'm not the son of a fisherman or a lighthouse keeper. I don't eat fish 3 times a day, and I don't drink Screech. I don't ever. At least not before noon on weekdays. I'm not the boy that built a boat, I'm not the boy that sailed her, but I got a boat with a fine forecutty and it's got high top sails and I painted it green and it's the prettiest boat you've ever seen. One person that's heard of me. And a premier once, his name was Brian Tobin, went to war with Spain over something called a turban. I'm not quite sure what a turban looks like, but I'll be down to somebody from Spain's going to come take it away from me. I believe in kitchen parties, not raves. I believe in icebergs and blue stars, and that the puffin is a true, proud, and noble bird. Now a scuff is a dance, and a Newfoundland blue star is a beer, and it's pronounced Newfoundland. Not Newfoundland, not Newfoundland. Newfoundland is the oldest settlement in North America, the youngest province in Confederation, and the only rock that you can party on. My name is Skipper Lukey, and I is a Newfoundlander. Now, I did cook this with love. I used Screech. I burned off all the alcohol, added Cajun seasoning, and I glazed the pan with pork, and I finished it off with saffron. Now, who put saffron on a bologna? Me. And many call me a chef. Now, in Italy, they call this mortadella. Germany, they call it Fleisch, first or liver case. In Australia, they call it Devon. In the United States and England, they call it Span. But in Newfoundland, we just call it steak. In the morning, we would have that for breakfast with eggs and toast and hash browns. In the afternoon, we would have that on a sandwich with cheese, mayonnaise, mustard. In the evening, you bake that in the oven with barbecue sauce, honey, and pineapples, and chop it up and serve it over rice. Amazing. But I'm just going to serve it to you this way. I'm going to cube it and have your little tiny sauce. I got to go there with it. Do not worry about it if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, as there's not much meat in it anyway. Purely lips and assholes. Might be toenails in there too. Not quite sure what's in there, so if you're celiac, I wouldn't go near it either. Really? Say it louder so I can hear it.
Use me.
Use melee.
Yes.
Okay, use melee. Good.
It was good.
And first name?
Here, use melee.
Good. Remember. 1497, John Cabot sails the Atlantic on his boat, the Matthew, all the way from Bristol, England to Bonavista Bay, Newfoundland. And when he arrives here, he sees lots of activity in our water. He doesn't know what's going on, but he drops a bucket down to fill it up with water. And when he comes up to the top of the boat, it was filled to the rim with codfish. Working out fast how plentiful the fish were in our waters that they traveled from all over to settle here, and they catch the salt to trade the fish all around the world as a means of survival. In one place in particular that we traded with was with Jamaica, not Cuba. Jamaica. Because in Jamaica they made rum. They make rum in Cuba too, but we traded there with the Jamaicans. We loved to trade with the Jamaicans so much that we would send our fish down, rum back. We loved to trade with them so much that we would actually get them on that wharf. And we would kiss that fish goodbye, knowing it was coming back to us in a later time. So in keeping with that time and honor tradition, I have a little buddy for you to meet. This right here is a real Newfoundland codfish. Now, given the chance, this fish could have grown to the height of 6 feet tall and weighed as much as 250 pounds. This fish will not grow any more than this because it's dead. Frozen. It fits perfectly in my freezer. Significance of this particular fish, why I love it so much, is my daughter. She caught this fish a few weeks back out in Twillingate. When she saw what was happening that day to all the other fish that got gutted, filleted, lost their cheeks and tongues to the restaurants, she wanted this fish, her fish, to become the most loved fish ever to come out of the waters of Newfoundland. And I promised her I'd make that happen. I've been promising her every year since she was 10. When she caught her first fish. That's her trying to smile while she puking. By the age of 12, she really got the hang of it, and she smiled, and she wore a sou'wester. She had a grappling hook, so she didn't have to touch it. She's a second-year engineer. She's 20 years old, and I'm not putting a picture of my daughter up here in my bar ever again. I need you all to pucker up and give this fish a little kiss. Do not worry about anybody taking your picture or video doing so. Whatever happens here in St. John's tonight will certainly end up on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and TikTok.
I'll do the other cheek.
I'm gonna have to come around, Natalie. I'm sorry, I can't reach. You got this already, right?
Dale un beso. Here we go.
Yours to me?
Use Maggie.
Use Maddie. Screech got its name down on the south coast of our province, or one night we were serving up our hospitality to a U.S. captain. Drank the shot and yelled at a great big yell. The sergeant came out running into the room and said, "Who yelled out the god-awful Screech?" And there was a Newfoundlander sitting at the bar that said, "Screech, boy, 'tis the rum, son," and that's how Screech got its name. Now, I never got you to sign in waiver form, so for heaven's sakes, don't get any of this on your skin. And we can't have a drink without having a toast. So, Trevor from Riverview, can you please pass these out a little bit? Just please help me. And Grant, same thing.
Couple more? There's no shorter roll. One more?
There's tons.
This one over here, a couple.
There we go. They make your blood thin for sure. Smelly?
Yes.
Close enough.
You got it right now.
All right, good. So, everybody's going to drink the rum. Who has the rum? If you're feeling a bit dizzy, just so you know, I've already hit the 9 and the 1. Now, for those of you who may or may not have known, it's been almost 7 years now that I had the honor of meeting and Screech-In here, a gentleman by the name of Anthony Bourdain. He walked through these doors in his final season of Parts Unknown, and for an entire week before he broadcast the episode on CNN, he put me in front of a viewing audience for approximately 120 million people and kind of changed things really quickly for me. And I never got an opportunity to thank him for what he did for me and my family, my business, my staff, or my city. Let's dedicate my toast to him and say, here's the health in your company, and one for the lasses. Let's drink and be merry all out of our glasses. Let's drink and be merry, but that's to refrain, for we may or may not ever all be here again. Up to the lips, over the gums, look out gullet. Here it comes. Here, here. 3, 2, 1. Now, before I let you go, I have to teach you one small little phrase. To give you an idea of our dialect here in Newfoundland, the shortest conversation that you're ever going to hear between two Newfoundlanders goes like this. Aren't smart? Narn. This is a full conversation. In order to understand it, you have to envision two fishing vessel captains crossing each other in the early morning gut. One fishing vessel captain looks over at the other one and he says, aren't smart? And the translation is, did you catch any fish this morning? And the response was, narn. Any idea what that might have meant?
No.
It means, no, I didn't catch any fish this morning. Otherwise, he would have said no or none. I'm going to try to teach you something a little bit easier, something you can actually use while you're here in Newfoundland, and that's A-line. In Newfoundland, this means I agree. You folks can use this in any situation when you're talking to a Newfoundlander and you don't understand what they're saying. Just agree with them. I'm going to say, you're going to say, we're going to get through it in 3 simple seconds, okay? Say, D-I is.
D-I is.
Me old cock.
Me old cock.
And long may your big jib draw. Power vested in me against my better judgment, I now declare you all honorary Newfoundlanders. Here before I pass them to you, I have one final rant that I'd like to share. These are a bunch of important facts about Newfoundland. They're all true. I want you to remember them, share them whenever possible, for fear that someday that they may be forgotten. Newfoundland was the first province to respond to the Titanic distress signal. It was 112 years ago. And at the time, Newfoundland was its own country. Now as we stand unified with Canada, we're the first province to respond. Newfoundland was the first place to discover proof of the theory of the continental drift. We were the first to host a transatlantic flight, and we were the first to have wireless communication in the entire world. We're the oldest rock in the world. This is the oldest city in North America. Water Street is the oldest street in North America, and the Royal St. John's Regatta, which happens on the first Wednesday of August every year, for the exception of 3 of the last 5 years. Next year, it's the 3rd Wednesday in July, is now considered the oldest non-continuous sporting event in North America. We're considered the most generous people in all of the entire country. We're the funniest people in all of the entire country. We're the sexiest people in all of the Lions magazine. We're also the most sexually active. Invented the world's first artificial ice arena, a Newfoundlander. Invented the gas mask, a Newfoundlander. Was once a governor in northern Rhodesia, that is Zimbabwe, and there was a Newfoundlander with Abraham Lincoln at Gettysburg. We were the only place in the entire world to have 4 identifiable flags. We have our own encyclopedia, we have our own dictionary, we have our own pony, we have our own dogs, we have our own cultural publication, a good old Newfoundland Herald. We're the first to see the sunrise. We have our own time zone called NST. Newfoundland Standard Time. We share with only one other place in the world. It's in southeastern Argentina. We caught the world's largest invertebrate the giant squid. We got the longest running radio program called The Broadcast. And we discovered the cure for smallpox many, many moons ago. But let's not forget 9/11. When Gander, Newfoundland welcomed them to their hearts and into their homes. 6,700 stranded world travelers, which doubled their population. Jim, Karen, Lisa, Mark, Xenia, Travis, Amanda, Mona, Jaden, Sarah, Ahmad, Wendy, Camellia. That's what I said. Lindsay, Gerard, Kevin, and John.
Good for you.
We'll rant and we'll roar like true Newfoundlanders. We'll rant and we'll roar on the land below. Until we strike bottom inside the twosome ground.